Welcome to our classroom. First, let us start with a prayer. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Lord Jesus, I pray today that you multiply your grace on me, subtract and take away all of my sins by your mercy you have shed on me. Add to my awareness a better understanding of your will for me in my life. I will divide my blessings and grace with those that are not as fortunate as I am. In your perfect and most holy name, I come to you, Jesus, and ask these things. Amen. Once again, I'm your grade 7 mathematics teacher, Maria Eliza Nunez. So we have two objectives for our week 5 quarter 2. The first one is to identify the different laws of exponents. Second is to multiply and divide polynomial, because we're already done with our addition and subtraction last week. So, let's have this learning task 1. Simplify by writing in exponential form. So, we have an example there. Then, the next one is write in expanded form. So, we have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Don't mind the answer here. It's wrong. It should be 2 raised to 6. The 6 should be the low in the above number, like this, in 2x to the 4th. It should be smaller size. And write in expanded form, we have here an example also. Quantity 2x raised to 4. So you have to repeat the 2x 4 times. 2x, 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 2x. Then don't forget to put it in a parenthesis. So that's how you do our learning task 1. Next. So let us discuss those law of exponent, starting with what we call product law of exponent. So the base, when we say base, it is the number or the letter given. Must be the same before you can add the exponents. Take note, it should be the same. So you can add the exponent if the base is not the same. So it should be like this: b squared or b raised to 2 times b cubed or b raised to 3. So to have it step by step, we can do this in this way. B squared will be b times b. Put it in a parenthesis. Don't forget that parenthesis. Then we can have another parenthesis for the b cubed. So you have b times b times b. 3b to be multiplied is equal to, if you will count those b, you will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So therefore your exponent now will be b raised to 5, or b to the 5th power. You can have that solution, or you can have this solution below, the simple version. B squared times b cubed is equal to b. Then you put the exponent 2 plus 3. You just combine that 2 plus 3. Then you can have the same answer as b raised to 5, or b to the 5th power. So that is our product law of exponent. Next, we have quotient law of exponent. So again, the same with the product law. It should have the same base before you subtract. So on the product law, you add the exponent. In here, you will subtract the exponent. So we have a to the 5th over a squared. You can do it in this way: a times a times a times a times a. You just write the a 5 times. Then over the a squared, so that is a times a. Then you will cancel those that are similar. Then take a look what will remain. So therefore, the remaining will be 3a, that is on the above. So you will have a times a times a. Or simply you can have a cubed. Then the simplest way to write it as a solution It's the same with our product. Just put it as a raised to 5 minus. The difference is that it's subtraction now. Minus 2 is equal to a cubed. They will have the same answer. How about if I have the same base with the same exponent? And our rule is to subtract. So we have a cube over a cube, for example. So I will write 3a's on the above and 3a's on the below. Therefore, I will cancel all that. Then my answer will be 1. Ma'am, why is it 1? Because we have a rule that any number raised to 0 is always equal to 1. Any number or any letter raised to 0 is always equal to 1. So if I have 1 raised to 0 is still equal to 1. Next, if we have, how about if our exponent is larger below than the above exponent? So this is how it looks like. So you have a squared over a to the 4th. So a times a on the numerator. Then on the denominator, you will have a times a times a times a. Then the same as what we do, we will cancel. Don't forget that even though you cancel that on the numerator, we should still write the number 1. Then the remaining will be on the denominator, which is a squared. How about if I want to put it in a simple solution? So it will look like this. You already write 1 on the numerator, and on the denominator, you will write the a raised to 4 minus 2. So you will still have the answer 1 over a squared. So therefore, in our quotient rule, there are 3 rules to be followed. Next, we have power of a power rule. So power of a power rule is like this. You have your base together with the exponent already, and there is another exponent on the outside of that parenthesis. So a squared cube. That's how you read it. A squared cube. So therefore, you will write it as a squared times a squared times a squared. Or you can have it as a raised to 2 plus 2 plus 2 is equal to a to the 6th. Or in a simple way to write it, just write a squared, then put the another exponent in a parenthesis. So you will just multiply that exponents. 2 times 3, you will still have a raised to 6. So that is our power of a power rule. Then we also have power of a product rule. So in power of a product rule, again, the given is already in a parenthesis, but the exponent is on outside of the parenthesis. So that exponent will be distributed to all numbers or variables inside the parenthesis. That's why you see in the solution, I will have 2 cube, a cube, b cube. And 2 cube means 2 times 2 times 2. And that will give us 8. That's why your final answer is 8a cube, b cube. Next, we also have power of a quotient rule. So 3 over 2 in a parenthesis, then outside it also have an exponent. So again, it will be distributed to the numerator and denominator. So we will have 3 cube over 2 cube. 3 cube, which means 3 times 3 times 3 will give you 27. And 2 cube is again 2 times 2 times 2 will give you 8. So your final answer will be 27 over 8. And there is no simplest form of that. So that's our law of exponents. And for learning task 2A, you will apply those law of exponents. For number 1, number 2, number 3, up to number 5, what would you think will be the law to be used? And show your solution. After our law of exponent, we will now proceed to multiplication and division of polynomials. So let us start with our first example. We have 3xy times 4xz. Again, 3 times 4 will be 12. And just as the law says, I can just combine similar base or similar variable. So I can combine the x and another x. That will give me x squared. And since y and z cannot be combined, just write it. Again, in writing your variables, it should be in alphabetical order. So our final answer will be 12x squared yz. And for the next example, how about if it becomes a monomial to polynomial? So if we multiply this, we will distribute the 3abc to 4a squared plus 3a minus 5. So this is how it looks. Okay, so you have 3abc. Put the 4a squared in a parenthesis plus another 3abc because I say distribute the 3abc. Then put the 3a in a parenthesis. Then you write again plus 3abc. Put the last one, negative 5, in a parenthesis. Then that's the time you can multiply it 1 by 1. So I can have 3abc times 4a squared. So 3 times 4 is 12. Then I have a there, then a squared, so I can have a cube. So 12a cube bc. Later I will show you the final answer then. Then we have 3 times 3 is 9. Then you have 2a to be multiplied. So you have a squared. 9a squared bc. Next, I have positive and negative. So that will be negative 15 abc. And this is how it looks. So our final answer is 12a cubed bc plus 9a squared bc minus 15a bc. Again, as I say, your variable should be written in alphabetical order and take a look at its exponent. It's either descending like this one, 3, 2, 1, or it can be ascending. It depends on our given. For the next example, how about if I have polynomial to polynomial? So if we will have this, I will write it in a column like this. So I will write it as in a column, but remember it's times. So we have m squared plus 3m plus 7. Then we have m minus 4. Let us start multiplying the m. M first. To be multiplied to m squared, 3m, and 7. So m times m squared will give me m cubed. Then I have m times 3m will give me 3m squared. Then I will have m times 7 will give me 7m. So this is how it looks now. So you will have m cubed plus 3m squared plus 7m. Next step is to distribute our negative 4 to m squared plus 3m plus 7. The same as we do with the m. So we have negative 4 times m squared will give me negative 4m squared. Then I will have negative 4 times 3m will give me negative 12m. Then the last one, negative 4 times 7 will give me negative 28. And I will write it again. Take note, I put it in a column again. And align the similar terms. Because my next step is to add. The similar terms for my final answer. So, I will bring down this negative 28 because there is nothing to be added to it. Then, I have 7m and negative 12m. So, you will have negative 5m as the rules apply. Then, we have 3m squared plus negative 4m squared will give me negative m squared. Then just bring down our m cubed, the same as we do with the negative 28. So our final answer will look like this. M cubed minus m squared minus 5m minus 28. So again, our step is to write it in a column. Distribute the terms one by one. Write the answer. Distribute again one by one. Then write the answer. If you have distributed it all, then you can do the addition. Then that will be your final answer. Next example is for our division. So division of monomial to monomial first. So we have 25x to the 5th y squared z cubed divided by 5xy cubed z squared. So again, as the rules apply, we will just be able to subtract the exponent with the same base. So let us divide first our 25 and 5. So we have 25 divided by 5 will give us 5. Then x to the 5th divided by x. Then we have y squared divided by y cubed and z cubed divided by z squared. So that's how it looks. You will just subtract those that are with the same base. You might be asking, Ma'am, why is y left in the denominator? Because as you can see on our given, y cubed is greater than y squared, which is in the numerator. So you need to put your y stay in the numerator, then the z can be in the numerator. So we have 5 x to the 5th minus 1. Again, those without writing the exponent can have the exponent as 1. So 5 minus 1. Then you will have z 3 minus 2 all over your y raised to 3 minus 2. And therefore, we can have 5x raised to 4 z all over y. Yan. That's our final answer. Again, the variables can be in the numerator, in the denominator. It depends which is highest. And let us have a polynomial by a monomial. So, the same with our multiplication, we just need to distribute this 2x squared to each term of our polynomial. So, this is how it looks. So, you have, then follow the sign of your polynomial. So, we can have 4x squared, 4x raised to 8 over 2x squared plus 6x raised to 6 over 2x squared minus 2x to the 4th over 2x squared minus 10x squared over 2x squared. So let us divide it now. So we have 4 divided by 2 will give us 2. Then x to the 8 and x squared will give us x to the 6. So you can have now 2x to the 6 for our first term. Then the next will be 6 divided by 2 will give us 3. Then x to the 6 divided by x squared will give us x to the 4th. So you can have plus 3x to the fourth. Then next we have 2 divided by 2 is 1. You can write the 1 or not. Then just copy our negative sign. X to the fourth divided by x squared will give you x squared. Then we have 10 divided by 2 will give us 5. Then copy that negative sign. And x squared divided by x squared will give you x raised to 0 or simply 1. But don't need to write the 1, just the negative 5. So this is how it looks for our final answer. We have 2x to the 6th plus 3x to the 4th minus x squared minus 5. How about if I have here polynomial by polynomial? It's the same with your multiplication. It will have many steps to be done. Okay, let me show the solution. I'll write it first. No. 15n squared minus 2n minus 24 divided by 3n minus 4. So this is how you write it. Okay, we have 15n squared minus 2n minus 24. And then we will divide the 15n squared to 3n first. So 15 divided by 3 will give us 5. Ma'am, why do you put the 5 there in front of negative 2n? Because as you can see, when I will divide this n squared and the n, it can give me the answer of n. So we will have 5n. That's why I put it on the top of negative 2n. So next step, after you divide, is to multiply that 5n to 3n and to negative 4. So 5n times 3n will give you 15n squared. And then 5n times negative 4 will give you negative 20n. Then we will proceed with subtraction. So if I subtract, then the rules is to change the sign of this 15n squared to negative, and our negative 20n will become positive. Then proceed to addition. So I can cancel this now since they have the same but different sign. Then we have negative 2n plus 20n. As the rule says, we will have 18n. Then the next step is to divide that 18n, but bring down this first, the minus 24. 18n divided by 3n. So you will have 6 plus 6. 6 only because they have the same n, and n minus n will give you n raised to 0. So 6 times 3n will give us 18n again. 6 times negative 4 will give you negative 24. And then subtraction, change the sign to negative and change the sign to positive. Then proceed to addition. As you can see, they look alike. So our answer there is 0. Therefore, our final answer is 5n plus 6 for our first example. And next one, we have 6x cubed minus 3x squared plus 2x plus 3 divided by x minus 2. Okay, again, we will write it this way. And then divide it first. So we can have 6 divided by x is still 6. So that is 6 divided by 1. Again, we put it there because x cubed divided by x will give you x squared. So it should be on top of our x squared too. So we have 6x squared now to be multiplied to our x minus 2. So 6 times 1 or 6x squared times x will give you 6x cubed. Then we have 6x squared times negative 2 will give us negative 12x squared. Then proceed to subtraction. Change the sign of our subtrahend. Then proceed to addition. Then we will have now 9x squared. And 9x squared, bring down first our 2x. 9x squared divided by x will give you 9x. Then multiply it again. So you have 9x times x is 9x squared. 9x times negative 2 is negative 18x. Subtraction again. Change the sign of your subtrahend. Then proceed to addition. Don't forget to cancel so that you will not get confused. So we will have now 20x. Bring down the positive 3. 20x divided by x will give you 20. 20 times x is 20x. 20 times negative 2 is negative 40. Subtraction. Change the sign of your subtrahend. Then proceed to addition. Then you will have 43 below. Ma'am, do I still divide that 43 to x? Of course not. It cannot be divided anymore. So your final answer will be 6x squared plus 9x plus 20 with the remainder 43. Ma'am, how do I write remainder? Okay, this is how you write your final answer. Your final answer will look like this. This is how it look. Your final answer will look like 6x squared plus 9x plus 20 plus 43 over your x minus 2. So, if you have a remainder, that will be your final answer. So, that's how we divide our polynomial to polynomial. So, first divide, then times, distribute that result. Then, after times, subtract. If there's still need to be divide again, times. The same as you're doing with the whole numbers when you are dividing. Okay, so we have learning task 2B. So, in learning task 2B, you will apply the operations. So, from numbers 1 to 5, you will do multiplication. Show your solution again. For numbers 6 to 10 is division. And those are the given for our 6 to 10. And learning task 3, we have problem solving. So, I will give you clue how to solve these problems. So, we have first learning task 3, number 1. What is the area of the rectangle whose length is x plus 5 and width is x minus 5? Okay. Our rules is area of a rectangle. So, area of a rectangle is A equals LW. So, we just multiply x plus 5 and x minus 5. Next, what is the area of the square whose sides measure 3x plus 4? Ma'am, how can I compute that if you just give me one given? We only have one given because it says area of the square. And all sides of the square are equal. So therefore, we just need that 3x plus 4. And the formula for the area is s squared or s raised to 2. So you just have to do 3x plus 4, then multiply it to another 3x plus 4. That's what you do with the problem number 2. Next, number 3, the area of the rectangle is 3x squared plus 7x minus 6. What is the length if the width is x plus 3? So the given now is the area together with the width. And the question is for the length. So, in number 3, you just need to divide. Divide the 3x squared plus 7x minus 6 to x plus 3. Number 4, what is the average speed of the car that covers a distance of 2y cubed minus 7y squared plus 5y minus 1 kilometer in 2y minus 1 r? So it says average. When we're talking about average, it means division. So you just divide that given with each other. And don't forget for your number 4 to write kilometer over r. Next, we have number 5, the last question. Multiply m squared plus 2m minus 2 by the sum of m plus 3 and 2m minus 3. So the first thing you need to do is add first the m plus 3 and 2m minus 3. When you get the answer to that, that's the only time you multiply it to our m squared plus 2m minus 2. Once you're done with your learning task 1, 2a, 2, 2b, and 3, of course, you will do our reflection. And our reflection can be chosen by you. You can do a video blog, a narrative post, a photojournal, or to your preferred reflective mode of documentation. Just don't forget to write, I learned that, I realized that, I will do. And we can finally say, madaling-madali ang math, as simple as that. Once again, I'm your grade 7 mathematics teacher, Maria Eliza Nunez, now signing off.